Good evening and welcome to Champion's Choice. We're in the third week now, having had 2 weeks where one flag has been changed from the original flag set. This flag set was originally part of a battle royale that OPT Lawyer thought up. And as it comes around every November, we try to honor uh, his memories by bringing it back. So, week one, Adirondack Rick won, and I believe he took out important items in 9. Week 2, I won, and I made it to where 9 was not just open anymore. Instead, now it's the Holy Grail. So, if you've been following the flag set, those are the only two changes from week 1 of this. I'm Fury SK, and we're hoping to get this one underway here fairly soon. So, just like every other week, the runners will be on the lookout for level 9. They need to know what is the barrier to entry. Holy Grail could be any number of items, I think. Arrows are potentially not part of the pool. I think there's a few that cannot be qualified, but definitely want to be on the lookout for what the entry is. Also going to be looking for at least a weapon before going in there. And then a bow and maybe a bow only will be required going in if silvers are in there. Looks like just a heart container on the coast. More information about the flag set. They are first quest dungeons. Looks like with the extra money, Galen's going to buy some bombs. Dr. J is going to do without for now. Probably just going to take a look around. So Armos check number 2 results in nothing much. We do have a candle, though. It's a candle shop, so right off the bat, Dr. J is going to get that blue candle. We'll allow him to go back down to burn the bush below, and he's going to get that first enemy kill, and it's a bomb drop. Could opt into saving that bomb drop at this point, which he will. So that means if he opens up some bomb walls and doesn't get anything he likes or gets mugged a few times by the door repair charge, he can go ahead and retry out of that and get his bombs back. Dr. J is going to find the same information about what's at level 2, which is the potion shop. So both runners are going to probably continue trying to make progress towards the Armos screens. Dr. J is going to use the bombs to open up some of these bomb spots on the way. Find an any road, which will take him up to the White Sword Cave. So that's actually not the worst because it'll eliminate that screen from having to be navigated. It had Lionel's on it, so it could have been real bad. Opts to take the middle staircase to go to the southern coast. So now has to go all the way to the right to figure out what the third one would have been, which is northeast of level 1. So not particularly amazing, but you can make a little bit of extra ground up if you take the any roads from Monocle Rock over to this screen. You can get over towards the Armos a little bit quicker on the west side of Hyrule. Looks like the door repairs are just a little bit below normal, so that's not too big an issue. A little surprised he didn't opt into a screen wrap to get over there towards the grave, but could stumble upon something really important here at this level 1 screen. No, was just going to get mugged again, so not something worthwhile. Thankfully, the message is long enough. And it looks like Galen's found a dungeon. At first glance, it does look like level 4 based on the entry point. Can't do anything in this dungeon right now, though, because Pull's voice are in this first room. So out we go. And another dungeon. And we have a Triforce. May want to pick it up to see where we're at. It kind of looks like level 8 at the moment based on where he entered in there. Triforces will not be required for this. And it is in fact level 8, so got that one right. The key giveaway there is you could go up when you got in here, and you're kind of in a weird spot to start, and because he could progress to the right a couple times, it worked out. And hey, that's really important. That's Silver Arrows is the floor item in level 8.
You now have one Triforce.
And you're hearing one of the trackers has some audio cues, which Galen is using. And a wand is in the staircase in level 8, so Dr. J won't be in such a hurry to get to the sword. You still need a sword for Ganon, but it's pretty useful. See if we can find another item in this level 8 as Galen's back on the overworld trying to find another dungeon. We'll find an arrow shop and a bait shop. Unfortunately, not particularly helpful. Looks like we do have some ladder blocks here, level 8, as the wood sword is in the money-making game just south of the northeast corner where there's a 100 secret. So both the runners on stream have a weapon that they can use. Dr. J's will allow for ranged combat always, unless it's a whiz robe or something along those lines. Galen will have to have full HP for that wood sword to fire off sword beams. I think Dr. J's probably going to have to opt out of this level 8 at this point. Still not too many levels in this northeast portion of Hyrule. We do find the prescription paper, so we'll be able to tell what those prices are soon. Dr. J may have found a staircase to transport him around level 8. Yep. 66% to do so, and we'll send him north of where the Dig Dogger was at. Unfortunately, without a bomb, he can't bomb to the left to explore the rest of this area, so we'll have to go back. Kind of favor what Galen's doing right now. He's going to find the magical sword, but he's still on the lookout for level 9, and it's really important to get that information out of the way. Definitely think that Dr. J has the early advantage, though, with the silvers, as his opponent on stream has gotten the Triforce out of A to figure out what dungeon it was and left. Dr. J is going to take it for the health refill, presumably. I think he probably knows what dungeon he's in now. And here's level 9. Going to leave level 9 without checking. That's a little bit interesting. May have forgotten that the level 9 entry is guarded by a Holy Grail item. Hopefully he goes back in there and remembers that at some point. So hopefully we'll get a glimpse of what the Holy Grail is when Dr. J gets around to exploring that part. It may take him a little while. We did see him go up to the Inny Road at the waterfalls. It's pretty unlikely that we'll see him go directly there. Probably going to go towards the northeast corner next, would be my guess. But there's still some priorities out there. We still don't know what the Armos item is, so without that information, it's going to be a bit rough. It does look like Dr. J is in the general area, so he may be walking that direction naturally. Hard to say at this point. So based on the fact that he does not have the sword in his A slot, probably going to have to go to the northeast corner before that. Back up and firing, we're looking at the south coast, so unlikely that Galen's found some sort of dungeons. An unfortunate death there, as we've not quite gotten over towards the northeast corner yet. Back into level 4, looks like Galen's going to go after those Pulse Voice. A little bit of an interesting call with some other smaller dungeons left. I think you'd probably want to go through some more overworld and hope for 1, 2, or 3, but may not know that this is level 4 yet. This room in particular is pretty rough if you're not fairly good at block clipping, especially a reverse clip from this side. Dr. J is barely living still. Should make it through this screen okay, so we should see a wood sword get here shortly. And definitely after 2 health drops. I'm going to go up towards the vanilla letter shop on Dr. J's side. Meanwhile, Galen's about to get through the last of this Pulse Voice room, so we'll be able to progress. Hopefully there won't be an immediate ladder block or whiz robes or something nasty. Looks like we instead have the maze room. We'll see if he knows which dungeon he is in. The floor standing item there is enough information to know for me that this is definitely only in level 4. It will not have a standing item otherwise. Unfortunately, the runners do not have the book, which is required for the hints. Dr. J also in level 4 now. Will have a little bit faster time clearing the Pulse Voice. Fortunately, this room that Galen's clearing now, because it's first quest dungeon, should not necessarily have the staircase. I believe that's only in mix that it can rotate in a second quest staircase into first quest dungeon. And there goes not pushing, unfortunately. And with that death, he's going to have to clear the Pulse Voice room again. So that might be the end of this level 4 dig. Otherwise, it's going to be really rough. I mean, that shape right there should tell him everything he needs to know as to which dungeon he's in. So he should know he has to go back through this room, and this is the only way to progress. And Dr. J's also going to lose time in this room, as unfortunately, again, it will not push. It can't push unless you have shapes or second quest on. And we have found the Triforce, and it is in a Chevy room. So normally that would mean that you need a ladder to progress, but as Triforces aren't required, not so much. Dr. J should know that he has to go to the right here. This also, I think, had a floor standing item. It's a commendable effort to try and get this four-headed Gliok down, but I will not have a payoff, and in fact, he won't be able to clear it. So, another one of those situations where a runner's not really recalling that the rules will prohibit you from having second quest staircases on. Specifically, to go back to when it's permissible, I believe there's a flag that allows for dungeons to transfer rooms across dungeons as opposed to sticking within their own vanilla dungeons. So if you have mixed quest first and second quest, for example, and you allow the rooms to mix across, it can happen. But if you don't allow them to, then it still can't. Alright, new dungeon for Dr. J appears to be level 3 or 1. It is, in fact, level 1, based on where the Triforce there fell. He's going to confirm it now, but I'm pretty sure it can only spawn there in 1. And there you go. If it's in level 7 or other dungeons like that, it will be in the center of the room as opposed to on the right side where the Aqua Menace would normally stand.
You have located 3 dungeons.
And that book is pretty important. It does open up hints. I would consider it, although I understand that it will make combat a little bit more fiery, shall we say. With sword beam skills making a little bit more progress in here. Definitely don't want that Triforce yet, and he's going to see that this room is unfortunately a Chevy. Has sword beams and it's key, so even if he didn't have sword beams, he would be able to clear his way and get out of here. Unfortunately, he will not be able to get to the very top part of this dungeon, I don't think. He'll have to instead go down a room and bomb, and hope that that one-off room is where the item is. We've not seen the ladder yet. It would be very sad if the ladder was the Armos item and both runners had not found it yet. Looks like Galen's going to opt out without bombing around a little bit more, which is a little bit unfortunate. And we'll be back into level 8, which is actually fortunate if he goes up, because it will get him extra combat with the item in the staircase, and the silvers in the corner obviously are helpful too. I believe both runners found those silvers without buying wood arrows, so they saved themselves some money. And now the wand is readily available for him, so he's basically caught up to Dr. J in a lot of situations, just a little bit behind on dungeon knowledge and exploration. With it being level 1, looks like Dr. J is perfectly fine with burning keys, and he'll actually get a 1-for-1 scenario there in this last room. There are a handful of spots that Galen can bomb that Dr. J ran out of bombs in this level 8. And he should know for certain that that's what dungeon he's in, as he has the Triforce out of here, and I know he marked it on his tracker because of the audio cue. And Dr. J has the bow out of level 1, so that was the second floor item in level 1. Now just needs to find level 9 potentially, and he could be in and out of this seed in under 30 minutes. But we do see the staircase here in level 1. And it's the magic boomerang. I think he knows who's on commentary, so he'll pick it up and has all 3 items now out of level 1. May still take him a little while to find level 9 based on his current routing, though, as he has not been up there to the waterfall screen itself. He's simply been in the Innie Road north of it. Galen, meanwhile, has found the same transport staircase here in level 8. And Galen should know that he can bomb to the left here. And bomb down would never open. And actually, no, we are blocked out. So that's a little interesting. I would be a little suspect of the right-hand staircase being in the room where he could not bomb there. Because normally that would open with this being level 8. Dr. J is going to find another level, yet another yellow level, in fact. This appears to be, I want to say early favorite is level 2. And gonna not get any hints as he did turn down that book at level 1. This room, I believe, is a drop room because it's level 2. Gonna bomb around and realize that this doesn't work. May look at his map and realize the bottom shape looks like the boomerang in some regards. This is a level worth digging even with potential go mode available in level 9, as we don't have the ladder, and the ladder can certainly block it. We also still don't know what the Holy Grail item is. Looks like we have a boomerang on the floor in 2. It does look a little bit like level 5 as well, but based on this northern path and where level 2's 2 bottom rooms are versus level 5's, we know it's 1 to the left for level 2 versus the level 5 map. So that's how we know which dungeon he's in. And now you can confirm that level 2. So we're probably just looking for the second item in here, hoping it's the ladder. Galen's going to get his book, I would think, because it opens the hints. Will not give maps, but with first quest maps being a thing here, we're probably not too worried about it. We'll get a Goma creeps by a lake hint, so that could be any number of places still. Dr. J's probably only got 2 or 3 rooms left in here to clear. And see if this room has it. It's interesting this is a dark nut set. We really didn't see too many of them outside of the one room so far in the bottom left. Yeah, it looks like the very last room that Dr. J visits will have the item. No, it's... Yes, it will be. I don't think he explored the room to the left at start even, did he? He didn't explore the top room, didn't explore the room left at start. So I might check the room left at start and then decide whether or not I really care to walk all the way back up. Galen sees the Triforce there, knows what dungeon he's in. Dr. J's probably going to pirouette trick to the left here to open the key door. 7 keys is a lot of keys, but the level 9 in the last race had like 3 or 4 required key doors, so you had to have a lot of keys for the any key to get in anywhere in that level 9. Galen finds the bow, now has bow and silvers. It looks like the item in level 2, the second item, is all the way at the top. So we may see a visit to level 9 now. If you're wondering, that wooden boomerang is not required for the 9 entry because it's an upgradable item. I'm really surprised that Galen's going back in here. May just be banking on the ladder, or may have forgotten that this is Holy Grail 9. May not be thinking it's open. Galen has seen level 9. Dr. J has not. We have no clue what the Holy Grail item is because we have had neither runner go in there and look. at that second room. Heart is on the floor of level 2, so full clear of 2 did not really reward us at all. A regular boomerang and 1 heart container, not really what Dr. J is looking for, even though it will give him a little bit more sustainability. Reasonable chance that Dr. J will run into level 6 here shortly, as it's got to be up here. Could also be if he goes to the Forgotten spot. That could be another one. We see the heart container is also the Armos item, so it's the coast and the Armos item. We won't have a solid way of tracking that as we only have 1 heart, so just have to think about that as we go back and process where stuff was later on, should we find more items and try and figure out what's left outstanding. Dr. J going for a little bit of health in here, or is he farming money? I'm not sure exactly what he's after. Magic Boomerang is being noped. So one runner thought it was good enough to pick up, and the other one said no thanks. Let's see, we have another dungeon here. Given its location, it would appear to be level 7. Yoinking the key from the Patra and bailing out of that room. Fair enough. Another situation, very similar. This time not as easy to take the key and run right away. Did get the Master Patrobe there, so no expanding. Does not look like the Patra rolled up. Wizrobe's in this level 7 also. That's fun. Easiest way if you're in this room to get the Wizrobes to play nice is to go and barely stand outside the frame of the top door, and they'll spawn in the 2, 3, and 4 slot below. I think Dr. J will not really require the Triforce to know where he's at. This is a pretty obvious one based on what he's seen so far. Ooh, this is a fun fast clip staircase. This is where you get to practice. Oh, he almost walked out of that. He didn't think he got it, but he did. That was really well done. And a bit fortuitous that the game didn't nope him after he bailed on it. And didn't see where Galen walked in. Looks like maybe a completely new dungeon. If it is, this is basically forced into level 3. That would appear to be the case. We have the Manhandler room with the drop in the middle. We have the item in level 7 staircase. It's the raft. Oh, I'm not a fan of this. This is where, even if you don't know the staircase logic, this is 100% not worth it. You just hope and pray that this is not the item room. Accidentally falling out of that that doorway is probably for the best. Looks like Galen's getting a little bit, I think it's called DPC latency, isn't it? It's going to see the horizontal chute here in this level 3. We only know outright what this dungeon is because of the process of elimination of seeing level 1, which would have had a similar shape, and where he entered also could have only existed in level 7, but we saw that Dr. J was in level 7 already, and he entered from a completely different location. If you didn't have that process of elimination, if you were one of the 2 runners without access to the 7 information knowledge, then the horizontal chute having that drop item is fairly commonly found in level 3. It's not guaranteed to only be in level 3, but when you see it as a runner with hidden dungeon numbers, you kind of think that way. Oh, don't stick around this room. Get out of here. Yep. We find the staircase item in this level 3. This could also be the floor item. Clock is kind of helpful, I suppose. Does have a bomb pack on the floor. And red candle, not really that helpful, but it is repeatable ranged weaponry. Can be kind of useful. Actually, I prefer it against like-likes as opposed to the wand. Does not look like Gale knows where he's at. The mouse icon is on Galen's screen, and as far as whether or not it really bugs me, I kind of play with the same setup because sometimes my window loses focus that I'm playing in, and my controller no longer works. So I can understand why he put it there, but there is a way to hide that depending on what he's using. Even if he's transferring it from an NES by virtue of any number of methods that are available to him. Now he knows where he's at. Given that he has now got the Triforce in level 3 as well as having the Triforce out of level 1 and level 8, I'm gonna take the wild guess that Galen does not know the flag set on the 9 entry. So we may be in for the long haul here as far as seeing him finish out the seed. Looks like Galen's found level 2 now. We know that this really won't be much of a payoff. Dr. J definitely knows where he is at this point, given how much of this level 7 he's cleared. It's painfully obvious. He is not grabbing every Triforce, though, so I know that he at least knows that it's not a Triforce 9 entry. The ultimate troll is if it's something like book is required. If book is required, then Dr. J Walk of Shame's back to level 1. That'd be really funny for me. Galen's fighting against some lunk nuts as he's a dark nut sprite. Sounds like we have the recorder as our second item in 7. I just didn't see the breadstick on the ground. Level 5 is on Death Mountain. That would be the last dungeon we needed to know the location of from our end. It's my understanding that the book is necessary to figure out what is required for 9 entry. I could be completely wrong, though. That was my hope when I selected this flag. I was being a little bit devious when I did that, but yeah. Hopefully fun times ahead for Dr. J if the guy doesn't let him in. So this could be level 6 here, as it's by a lake, technically speaking, I think. So let's see. Nope. Bunch of hints that he can't buy because he said no to the book. I would say at this point it is fairly likely that Dr. J has access. Yeah, recorder was the floor drop in 7, as confirmed by Dr. J now having the flute to whistle that lake. So Kathy and chat did see that correctly. Blue ring is being purchased now by Dr. J as well, so his defense will go up, and given the abundance of money and the fact that he's not going to ever buy hints without a book, I think that's a reasonable purchase. No doubt now where Galen's at, he knows exactly where he stands as far as this dungeon goes. Does not have the key to get the heart container, though, so he's going to have to find another key in this dungeon to be able to open the room he needs to open.
You have located 6 dungeons.
And there is a key on the floor. We'll see how many more are required to get up there. I don't think there's any more required, necessarily, in this dungeon. Looks like level 3's now been found by Dr. J, so we're fairly even once again on dungeons found. Candle fire helps a little bit in here, and we now definitely have both items out of here. If he leaves, we know that he knows the flag set. He's going back in, so I'm going to go ahead and put the guarantee that we're going to see Galen get all 8 Triforces.
Dungeon 2 is complete.
On the bright side, already has 4 of them.
4 Triforces. You need some things to be Triforce and go.
That's not necessarily true, Tracker. Tracker's telling him he needs more stuff. Does not need more stuff, potentially. Going to find his Armos heart container shortly to take him up to 7. We'll also get the potion here, as they are fairly cheap. 53, and I think I saw like 36 on the blue, so both rolled down, both fairly cheap, and with the abundance of funds in this seed, I think it's fair enough. Dr. J, once again, clearing a second quest staircase. I know that tracker says F9 is not located, but Galen has level 9 located. He's the one runner on stream that has found it, unless he hasn't marked it properly. That would be unfortunate. There may be options on the tracker to flag Holy Grail as an option. So I'm thinking that might be part of the issue here. Galen in level 7 now, for those wondering. We know by process of elimination that the flute and the raft are both only required if the ladder is blocked by one or the other. And we know that the flute is only going to be blocking the way if a dig dogger blocks the way to that ladder, and the ladder still is required to get to Zelda. We know the ladder is outside of level 9 because important items in 9 is off. Yeah, there was a dig dogger potentially blocking the way in level 8. We are not 100% confirmed to be blocked by it yet. I believe there was one more wall unchecked that you could use to get around it. We also, I don't think, saw much of the southern part of level 8. There's a whole line on the bottom row that neither runner has checked. I think it was Bob blocked as well. It may also be ladder blocked according to our tracker, which is Freedom Fighter 2020.
You need some things to be Triforce and go.
But if that's ladder blocked, then we know that's not the ladder, so that's helpful information to have. And Dr. J is going to find the red candle here in the staircase, as well as a pack of bombs on the floor. And for those wondering again, this is OPT Lawyer's Battle Royale flag set as the base flag set. It's the month of November, so every time November rolls around, we will be playing this flag set, most likely to remember our friend. And the only two changes that have been made, as it is also a Champion's Choice flag set, is that important items in 9 are no longer a thing, as they were in the original Make and Bacon. Rick decided that he didn't want to play those anymore, although he is not one of our participants tonight. And then I won the next week, and I made the evil choice of Holy Grail 9, as opposed to an open 9, so we still have yet to see what the Holy Grail is in the seed. Heart container on the floor. I'm pretty sure both runners saw that heart container. Level 7's Triforce is obtained, so be interested to see if Galen gets to level 9 before Dr. J at this race. At this rate, in this race. Gonna go back in to look for items. The spice rack being the 9 entry item would be funny. That being the ladder. Level 9 is in the waterfall. There isn't any road to the north of it, which is why Dr. J has not been back there yet. It devalued the exploration of that area to him. And the waterfall, the White Sword Cave, which is where that main road is at, is a Lionel screen as well, so it's a bit tricky to get off of. Dr. J pretty much has the Grave, Death Mountain, and Vanilla 5 area and beyond to the waterfall to explore at this point. Galen's going to try and clear these blue wizrobes, as I don't think he's comfortable with the immediate nature of the block clip that he'll have to pull off if he wants to get in there while they're still up. As we continue this, it does appear more and more likely that level 9 will have the red ring or the Ini key. Both of those are some really high quality of life items. Yes, we have not seen the white sword item yet. It could be blocked by something such as the raft, although at this point I think we just eliminated that possibility with this Take Any One on the coast. At this point, Galen shouldn't need his second potion. I believe the flute is just north of this room, though he does not know that yet. Dr. J's going to have to be a little bit careful here. I think he's trying to head back into level 8, potentially. Nope. I'm a liar. He is heading towards level 9. We will not be able to use his audio tonight, so if he hears the roar of Ganon, we won't know it, but he will. I'll have to kind of read into his movements to decide. Magical sword, which we knew was there already. Will the old man troll Dr. J, PhD here? That is the million-dollar question. What do we got? Troll City? The answer? Ladder to go in. So it does not block that comment. I'm a little bit sad that my troll did not happen, but now we are on search for the ladder. That will be full go mode at least. Ladder was potentially going to block the way anyways. I think I would be looking for the White Sword Cave at this point. Spicy flag set is spicy. Dr. J should know roughly where level 6 is at. This will be level 5 that he's going into now. Level 6 is probably Forgotten Spot or just north of level 1 on the River Road if nobody's checked that one. If they have, forgive me. I wasn't paying enough attention, I suppose. With this being a dark room, we know that it can't be the floor drop heart container. It's going to be compass, key, map, something along those lines. Dr. J should know that this is 100% level 5, given his dungeon knowledge at this point. That low-end compass find would confirm it, as it doesn't drop in the middle on the southern side of the moat like this key. Unless it's in level 5. This is a staircase. Will this be the ladder? Nope, this is the white sword. So we may be bailing on this one pretty quickly. There is a floor drop in here. Dr. J won't be turning down the combat upgrade, though. Yeah, it looks like Galen's going to say no thanks to the rest of level 7. I didn't see him get to that flute, so we may be... Oh, nope, we found the ladder in level 5 here, so Dr. J, PhD, is in official go mode. We will see him go back to level 9 now. Well, I won't say too much about outside finishes. At this point, nobody has finished this seed, so Dr. J could very well take this one home. Going to probably take care of a few of these Stalfos. A lot will depend on the enemy set in this level 9. Dr. J has a blue ring and a white sword. So does have some offense, does have some defense. This left side shutter door is a little sus in this room. Fortunately, the tracker's a little bit angry about us finding the white sword and ladder, so it's decided to play a little bit unnice to our tracker, freedom fighter. So we'll try and get that lit up at some point, but just know that he is in go mode with the white sword and the ladder both. Looks like Galen's back in level 7. Yeah, I would think going into staircases for the red ring is probably the most likely scenario. There's not much else available. Any keys out there, but I kind of doubt that Dr. J is really looking for that at this point. You'd be hard-pressed to burn through 10 keys, even in a level 9 that is its first quest shape with the 56 rooms. We have a T room with another key that will spawn on the outside if he clears the entire room, so he's going to have to ladder clip regardless to get to it. We should see one of these 3 walls open, though, so might as well bomb, because you're likely to get at least 2 of them to open based on that. He's done a lot of exploring so far. And it's another dark room. Is this Ganon? Yes, it is. With how fast he went south there, it doesn't surprise me that we found Ganon here. He was very willing to go straight south. He's going to have to be real careful here. It looks like a slightly offset pattern, and being on the south wall is a bit of a tricky spot. Oh, he almost got the stun lock there. Going to have to get lucky now, though, as he's going to come wrapping around here and run right into him. The reason why that didn't work out is I believe that Ganon was on the half tile at least off to the south. Dr. J does have a prescription, so he's going to go find a potion shop, which I believe is right here. Get his red potion, and he will not be dying again. May opt to save, yes. Saving, I think, is a very fair play. I don't think I would worry too much about going to the Fairy Fountain at this point. I think I just chug my potion instantly upon entering in there. White Sword means you only need 8 hits. Dr. J is a veteran runner, so with Blue Ring, White Sword, and a blue potion and full health, I think he'll be more than capable of taking down Ganon. One downside to his strategy, though, is he did not take the book. And again, there are hints in level 9 that would be able to help him out. So, going to lose out a little bit there. I think I would just forgo these Stalfos farming. I understand he's trying to get additional health, but you gotta trust yourself with White Sword, Blue Ring, and at least a blue potion worth of potions. I believe that Ganon's going to be just walk north a whole bunch here, so continue on up. Not exactly sure what his plan here is. Maybe trying to find another shortcut? Well, if this opens, it means that Ganon is not blocking Zelda directly. I believe Ganon is one up from this room, unless I'm mistaken. Seems more than likely that Zelda is now on the west side of this dungeon. Heart container incoming for Gale Americas. We are in round 2 with Ganon. Be able to stab him from there if we wanted. Missed out on the opportunity, but we get a stun lock potentially without even needing a potion anymore. Who needs a potion? Dr. J doesn't need one. He's got it. Alright. I think staircase here, or you just go south. I guess going south is this play so far. Would probably go ahead and go south again through the open door. See if we have another room next door here. I would clear all of these rooms that are free to clear. Just in case you can get lucky with a compass find. No opening to the south, so I think you just walk away from this room without clearing it. Although he will. Maybe we'll get lucky with a compass. Nope, another key. There will only be a staircase down here, and it won't even be that, so clear this room, hope for a compass again, get nothing, and go up. Yep, 11 keys. Burn those keys, Dr. J. And burn some bombs as well. Looks like we will be able to go up. And we're going to try and get a bomb drop. No such luck. Gotta get the candle going here. We don't know if he... No, there's no shutter door in here. I was going to say we can't hear this audio, so we won't be able to hear the pop of the door in a dark room. At this point, I think it's probably just go ahead and up an A, head back to start, and try and head west in this dungeon, or take some staircases. I might be inclined to take the staircase that we saw just below Ganon. Looks like he's going to opt away from that, though. Gonna clear out these Tektites. Don't think we've seen this room and what it has in it. Looks like just a bomb pack for now. We know that South can't have Zelda because of the room set up there with the entryway. We knew South wasn't going to open because we saw the key door to the west earlier, so continue on. And there is a door to the south. We don't know if this popped already. It did pop with the map and Zelda. And get your GGs out for the race winner overall, Dr. J, PhD. 102.31, beat out Chest Jerk, Random, Bogey, Mr. Dunlow, King Doll, Kennedy, Leslie, Moko, Galen, and Frostbite. So we might be able to get him in for an interview. He also has to decide. Level 5 was East Death Mountain at the staircase bomb spot. So, just where the rocks normally tumble and end people's damageless vanilla runs. That's the screen. I think Galen should be getting close to that recorder here soon. In the meantime, second place finisher was Random Effect with a 104.40. I believe the ladder, which is required for 9 entry, was also in an inishi room in the middle of it. So it is the floor drop, not the staircase item. The staircase item was the white sword. And looks like we're joined by Dr. J, PhD. Congratulations on what I think is your second weekly win.
Yeah,
And,
that's number 2 for me.
Yep, so walk us through that. Not too terrible a combat seed for the most part.
Yeah, and also getting early silvers and wand kind of helps because the combat was just that much easier with those. And then the bow wasn't that hard either, so it just came down to finding 9 to find out the item, and it was right near there.
Yeah, my attempted troll flag to choose for this week was in hopes that the old man in 9 would not tell you what he had unless you had the book. So I was kind of rooting for a really severe troll for you for not picking up the book, but it didn't work out the way I wanted.
Yeah, and I probably would have picked up the book if I didn't have wood sword for most of the time. Because using wand for offense, I'd rather not deal with the fire then.
But that level 5 having the ladder and being in Death Mountain with all those early dungeons to explore probably made it difficult for this to be done much faster than you did it. As I think you get kind of persuaded by finding all these other levels, and I think you only didn't see level 6 potentially, which we had as a hint by a lake, so I'm assuming it might have been Forgotten Spot at this point.
Yeah, probably either Forgotten Spot or Vanilla 4, which is... I was thinking, if I need to go check that, I can just report it back to 2. But I'm hitting Death Mountain early. Not early, but as soon as I felt I need to.
Yeah, we had the hint via Galen's side on the location of 5 being in Death Mountain. I believe it was potentially... I think the hint for 6 was in level 1. I want to say level 2 was the one that was for level 5, so... He got some information for both of those locations that he hasn't found yet.
Yeah, and it really just comes down to going for the ones after you hit everything else that's there. I was really hoping I didn't have to go back into 8, though.
Yeah, we think you may have been ladder blocked out of the south, and out of the north was potentially a dig dogger block. There was a staircase potentially around it, but we found out that staircase actually did not bomb open the wall to the left, so you were required to go past that dig dogger or find some other way around the dig dogger.
Yeah, and I think at that point I just assumed I didn't want to spend the bombs on it, so... Lucky for me.
Yeah, it looks like Galen's going to walk up to level 5. We do believe Galen did not read the Holy Grail flag set here. He has been collecting all the Triforces, so... may unfortunately be a little while before he gets to the conclusion of this one.
Not like any of us has ever done that, right? Me.
Of course. But yeah, it must have been a little bit of panic mode once you got into level 9. You don't see anybody finish, and you kind of get excited at that point, because it's like, man, nobody's finished. I got a chance to take down Ganon and get to Zelda, and then Ganon got a little bit trolly with you, so forced you out to potentially get a potion. And once you had that potion in hand, suddenly it was all free.
Yeah, that's kind of how the game works. You get the potion, like, all right, I'm definitely going to need this to refill my health, and then you get the stun lock first try. The game knows.
Yep. From there, surprisingly willing 9 as far as opening up. A lot of times we get that very linear 9 where it just doesn't want to let us go anywhere through bomb walls, but you kind of were able to go, for the most part, where you wanted, outside of, I guess, the circle block room being a little bit mean.
Yeah, and that was actually kind of a good thing, because it just sent me back to the beginning and thinking, all right, I know I'm not going to be able to progress that way. Let me try going left from the start, and that's what I need to do.
So, as you were the winner, as I think Oasis already mentioned, you do get about a 24-hour window to decide what flag set you are going to throw at us, or the flag change at least that you're going to decide upon.
Yeah, there's some tempting ones here. I mean, I kind of want to do Boomstick, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to think about this one.
It'll be interesting to see what you picked. Both options so far have been reasonably nice. One's kind of slowed down the rate at which you have to travel through the seed, and one made it to where you didn't really have to dig 9 unless you didn't have silvers. So, been pretty easy going so far.
Yeah, and this other one with Holy Grail kind of played into my wheelhouse because, like you said, I do a lot more extra dungeons and I get a lot more extra items. Like I even went back to I think it was 2 to go get the wooden boomerang just in case Bloomerang wasn't good enough for that.
Yeah, I want to say somewhere in my mind I remembered that upgradable items weren't really part of the equation. I don't think that you have to have an upgrade to a boomerang or an upgrade to an arrow for it to be required as the entrant in. So, like, if you get the wooden boomerang, it's just, if it even exists as a boomerang, it would just be a boomerang. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't even exist.
Despite the best efforts of Lord Banana.
Yeah. See, the only thing that I think tripped you both up, though, is you were pushing a lot of second quest staircases. And that was a no-go because of first quest dungeons and not having any rooms swapped out with like mixed quest or something like that. As we found the Triforce now, so Galen's going to be able to find that and get out of here after he finds his ladder. Still looking for the item staircase as well. I think he's just barely missing out on the route to the ladder. I think it goes through the staircase to the north. I think both the White Sword and the ladder artifact are up there. Yeah, really, I don't know. It really was not that severe a seed. It could have really trolled with that deep recorder on the 4 and 7. Could have forced a ladder to be in level 6. That would have been kind of mean, especially if it was on the floor and it was Wizrobes or something.
You now have 6 Triforces.
So avoided a lot of situations that really could have caused a lot of runners problem and a lot of frustration.
Oh yeah, I kind of figured when nobody had finished in under an hour that the Grail item was going to be in like a Wizrobe drop room or something like that. And thankfully the game wasn't that mean this time.
Yeah, I think the fans were all rooting for a White Sword item deep in West Death Mountain for the longest time. Like one of those, it's free, but it's in a bad spot that nobody wants to visit.
Yeah, that or like Forgotten Spot or a recorder block or something like that.
Yep, you got that recorder block out of the way pretty early. So we lost one of our opportunities for a severe troll.
Yeah, then, I mean, if it was the coast raft spot, that could have been a good one. Missed opportunity game.
Yep, here comes the White Sword. It's going to continue in the dungeon, knowing that it's level 5 at this point, as he has the Triforce out of it. I believe he's only missing the Triforces in 4 and 6. Again, the tracker's playing a little bit mean at this point. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what you decide to go with at the end here on this choice of flags, because I can definitely say there's a couple of good ones out there that aren't like super mean, but could be kind of trolly. I think the most trolly thing that was in this seed at all, in fact, was probably the fact that we had about 4 dungeons that were some variant of a yellow color. So if you weren't really kind of tracking exactly where you're at, you might get mixed up by all the same colors involved. Want to say level 2 is yellow, level 4 was yellow, level 8 was yellow, and level 7 was yellow. Maybe slightly off yellow on one of those or two of those.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm playing, I don't really think about the palettes as much, just because assuming everything's going to be different. So, thankfully, I didn't have to re-dig ones, because then that's where I would have had to try to remember.
Leave your max bombs or money. How about no? 40 rupees isn't that big of a punishment, though. So if you had to pay that, guess it wouldn't be too bad. Galen's going to make a full clear out of this. I think this room has to be the ladder at this point. Go ahead and clear it, sir. Don't leave it. Ta-da, we have a ladder that puts him in go mode, whether or not he realizes it or not.
Mission 5 is complete. You need something to be Triforce and go.
His tracker once again trying to tell him that you need something. He's not saying you need another Triforce, he's saying something. Yeah, well, it does not look like he's tipped off to it, and he looks like actually may have forgotten that the Bio Lake hint exists, so that's a bit unfortunate as well. In the meantime, we have had some other finishers. Bogey at 106.22 in third. Chest Jerk, I guess, found all 16 hearts and finished at 110.07, and Moko71 at 117.31. Another potion get for Galen, as I believe he's on green tunic at this point. So trying to further his ability to get through some of these dungeons. Again, not a ton of combat, but there are a few rooms that can be a little annoying. I think next week is the last week for Champion's Choice, if I remember correctly. Maybe there's one more after this. Nope, it'll be the end of the month. For those wondering what we're going to go into afterwards, I believe it's going to be... I think there's only 3 weeks in the next month that we'll be playing these weeklies officially on a restream. I think it's going to be the spring tournament, and then the summer tournament, and then SG Live Flags for the next 3. So after we have one more round of Champions Choices, that'll be the flags going forward for the remainder of the year. There's a potential for some New Year's Day or New Year's Eve play. I wouldn't rule that out yet, but given it lands on a holiday, we may be taking the holiday as a vacation day. I think that's usually what we do for speed gaming, so we'll see what happens. I know it is, I believe you are on the East Coast, so maybe let you give any final thoughts about this victory of yours, and guess we'll wait and see what you decide on the flag sets, Dr. J. There's the heart container.
Yeah, I got a couple of ideas. I'm tempted to go for whatever's going to cause chaos, but not too much. But also just not end up just being like a minor inconvenience. Like, I was thinking shuffle enemy drop groups on, but once you figure out what drops bombs, it's not much of a difference. Actually, I have an idea. I know what I'm going with.
Well, the one thing I will remind you is I would have gone blackout, but I wanted people to continue playing, and I know that ruins it. So you got to think of something that people still show up for as well.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Going to leave us in mystery, or are you going to give it to us?
I'll tell you. Overworld second quest mixed.
That could lead to some more blocks, so it may have some more interesting setups there. Looks like Gillen's going to be a bomb or two short of this Western Death Mountain dig, unfortunately. I think, well, we have some blue Lionels. He'll need bombs for certain to access the last few spots. Yeah, the second quest mix means we'll have less money available to the runners and more potential overall blocking locations for dungeons or white sword items, or maybe even take any one heart containers to be at. So definitely should be interesting to see what mayhem that causes.
Yeah, and also what I was speculating on stream was if 9 or whatever, there was one dungeon blocked by one item, and then the Holy Grail item was something different too. So that's probably more likely with second quest. And then mixed, you can't really guarantee which one's going to be.
Yeah, we do get, I think we got the 8 and the 1 drop there for Galen, so he's back up to 8 bombs, finds his rupees here. I think he has to backtrack to the Western Death Mountain spot, and then should be down to just a few spots left for level 6. Might face palm when he realizes that he definitely got that hint once he gets to it. But, yep, I'll be looking forward to next week. Might opt back into playing for next week. We'll see if you come back and defend your crown now that you've got the win this week. Once again, congratulations. As know that had to be exciting for you to get one over on some of the sewing circle like Chest Jerk and then some of the other runners as well.
Yeah, exactly. And funny how both my wins have come with needing to find the ladder. But first one was a massive troll. This one was just pick the right path in 5.
Yep. It's the way it goes, though. It was in Death Mountain, and people got sidetracked probably digging some dungeons.
Yeah, definitely. But you will see me next week, too. So.
All right, looking forward to it. We'll see if we can take the crown away from you.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, once again, thanks to Dr. J, PhD, for joining us. We're going to stick around and hopefully see Galen Merrick get his way, I guess, to these last 2 Triforce pieces, and then head towards level 9.
Thanks.
We'll stick with him for a little while longer, at least. Give it another 30 or 40 minutes, see where he goes. Won't be too hard to get the Triforce out of this dungeon now that he's got the bow and silvers in hand. That was kind of the big issue last time. Just going through in the dark here. It's a maze room, so may have forgotten exactly what he's doing there for a second. There's the old Gleeok lurks in the forest. Nice troll. Gleeok here. Probably just going to pass it up and continue on. We are going to get some more item knowledge. This could be the power bracelet. It could be another heart container, any key, red ring. Really tough to say. We didn't find a whole lot of information out on level 6 or level 4's items. Red ring. So the red ring was not in 9. It was in level 4. And it was simply ladder blocked. The chat's discussing some trolley level 9 setups. Thinking of pickup race last night, we had a 9 hint situation where you had to kill the room with the compass in it to open the shutter door to the right. And that shutter door ended up being old man that said the compass is in the room you just cleared, basically, by telling you had to go kill some gels to go find it. But yeah, last week I think level 9 had the good old Ganon blocks the hint to tell you Silver's light elsewhere situation. So where is this floor drop item in level 4? It would be sad if it was all the way back at start where he did not bomb that wall. Would have meant that we had that information a long time ago. Any key would be a great find at this point. I think we only have like one more room in the north here. Maybe 2. I didn't see if he bombed to that room below the Triforce and to the right twice. And again, he is only looking for the Triforce here in level 4 and level 6 to collect all the Triforce pieces. The tracker, I can confirm the tracker has them marked. There's the heart. So, again, just a stubborn tracking program at this point. Freedom Fire does have all that information if it decides to update again. Alright, now just down to a Triforce piece in level 6.
You now have 7 Triforces. You need something to be
We did have another finisher, Leslie Pro 04 in 6th place with a 122.15. So we've got 5 more runners still going at it here, including Galen. As I say that, Mr. Dunlow finishes, now 4, with a 128.02 for that 7th place. Super Dodgeball. I'm interested to see what this looks like. I don't think I ever played this. Oh, it looks like it may have failed on 2. That's unfortunate. It's going a little bit crazy there. We're back in level 8, which is a little bit interesting. So you should know he's basically in go mode. Oh man, the combos. Let's see. Well, it looks like the item was not in the south part of this level 8. So it might be Dig Dogger blocked. Kennedy finishes with a 129.17 off stream, so that's the 8th place finisher. So we got Frostbite, King Doll, and Galen still going at it. Alright, we're going to go north here. I think if we go north a couple of times, there may be a bomb wall that we couldn't get through earlier, so that's one path. Also, we did not have the ladder, so this room to the right could also be the answer we were looking for. It is not the answer. Alright, we're going to look at the shutter door in this room with the Dig Dogger. And what was over here? Could we bomb up here? That's the big question. The answer is no, so we are Dig Dogger blocked out of the second item here. By process of elimination, that should give him some information about this dungeon. May have been long enough that he forgot that he bombed the way up here. The staircase takes you to the top right, and the bomb wall doesn't open to the left. He did forget. It's been a while since he's been in here. And when you're in the shoes of the runner, you have a lot more going on. It's a lot easier when you're watching to see some mistakes that were made. He's unfortunately going to burn the key to go south here. This was the original Triforce room. And you should just steal the bombs and run. Who cares? Well, I mean, I guess you could farm it that way too. Yep, should know now. Can't be a solution in level 8 at this point. You need the recorder, which he left behind in level 7. Hard to find that item in level 7, so I don't blame him at all for missing it. It was the floor drop. The staircase drop was the raft, which he does have, which I do believe should house level 6 at this point. And chat complaining about this overworld. It's only going to get worse next week with second quest mixed overworld. He has been to level 5, has the Triforce, the White Sword, and the ladder all out of level 5. He's just looking for level 6, which is right here. He's going to get the Triforce out of it, which will be his 8th Triforce, as the tracker has gone and died on us. So, RIP Tracker 2022. But yeah, I think Ganon has simply not realized that this is Holy Grail, because he went into 9, didn't look to see what was required, and has been clearing every dungeon and grabbing every Triforce, which really hasn't added a whole lot of time, to be honest. He's mostly just been trolled by the level 5 having the ladder and not being able to get through some stuff. Because every Triforce that I remember was fairly easy to obtain. The bait block is completely irrelevant. It's in the little tail of level 6. Funny enough that Dr. J, the winner in this one, was one of the people that I think may have failed to realize that it was Open 9 earlier on. So it happens to everybody. And no keys to progress. So looks like we're going to have to leave and buy a key. The any key at this point, I think, by process of elimination, is either the second item in 9, or it is flute blocked in level 8. I think we've seen everything else. The power bracelet is in level 6. I guess... no, I guess it could be in level 6 as the other item. red ring was not in 9. Red ring was in 4, it was ladder blocked. Well, he's back in this level 7. We'll find the recorder in here maybe, or might find some keys. I don't recall seeing a ladder block in level 9 that really stymied your ability to get to Ganon or Zelda, so if it had not been the blocker, I think somebody could have easily finished this in 20 minutes.
Dungeon 7 is complete.
Well, I think that's a Pokemon Center theme, so we got the flute tune out of it. And looks like we are going to stick with Ganon for a little bit longer at least, see if we can get through to the conclusion of the seed. He's going to tell us what's in level 8 next, though. I'm hopeful it's the Any key at this point, to be quite honest, because it'll give him his access to level 6. There's a comment in chat about the Rose being awful. I don't know if it was awful. I've seen worse. It definitely gave you a little bit east-west movement, so if you happen to die and go back towards the start, you still had some options given to you at least. It could have been a little bit worse. Alright, the right-hand staircase was in fact blocking the bomb wall that we tried to open earlier. Let's see what we've got. Any key, please? Nope. Any key looking really likely to be level 9 at this point, although we're not confirmed to that yet. We have 2 items in 6, one of which has to be Power Bracelet.
Consider the magical sword. Dungeon 8 is complete.
The magical sword is right next to level 9, so that is something for him to consider. He's going to go up here. Never got the Triforce out of level 6. Will he go into 9, or is he just going for the magical sword at this point? Looks like he's just going for magical sword. It'd be nice if he took a dip into level 9 and realized it wasn't 8 Triforce required. That'd be cool. I bet you he just up A's though. It's definitely obtainable on 14. Here comes the up A, unfortunately. I think probably going to go find a key shop, which may have been on start screen. Buy a key and head to level 6. King Doll finished at 139.14, by the way, so we just have 2 rudders left running at this point. These weeklies are just for fun. It's very little in the way of being super competitive. I mean, you do like to win, but only one person can out of 11, so you just try and do the best you can and improve over time. Somebody was calling for an any key right after the key block. We do have a transport stair, so maybe it'll lead to the any key. There is no Triforce requirement for the Holy Grail. It is absolutely an item. So there will be no situation in which that would be the case. Well, I shouldn't say no situation. If you played with random, then you could, in theory, have a like 6 or 7 Triforce or 8 Triforce requirement. You could also have it be a Holy Grail. So in that situation, I think that's the only way that that would occur. But it would be a Holy Grail condition at that point, so therefore it's not the case. $1 million question is, where is this Triforce at? Because that's really all we're super interested in. If I remember correctly, there was not really that many key doors in level 9. I want to say it was bomb walls and shutter doors for the most part. There's the compass, that helps. So we know we might be able to just bomb to the right there. Oh, don't die though. Oof. Blue Wizrobes almost get him. Power bracelet on the floor. This will be the staircase, I believe. So might as well check it for the any key on 0 keys. More likely, in my opinion, to be a heart, just to be trolly and mean. No, it's the any key. Hooray! So we know that 9 is a whole lot of gotta have heart. Well, I was rooting for that, even though the troll would have been funny. At this point, just hoping to see Galen get in there and finish it off. Let's see. Don't think there's really any easy way to get from here to level 9 other than just walking. I think the nearest any road's a little far. It's going to feel a little bit silly when he reads the room again, because the room, now that I'm looking at the room, it does say Make and Bacon, which is OPT Lawyer's flag set that we started with, plus no required items in 9, plus Holy Grail. So it unfortunately did say as much. So that may be a little frustrating when he goes back to read that. He is going to take the any road, which will take him to the south coast. He's trying to get to the waterfall, I would suspect. I'm pretty sure he knows what Holy Grail means. At this point, he will make fairly quick work of Ganon, though. Magical Sword has a potion, I think still red in hand, and has Red Ring.
Don't forget that you have the any key.
Well, it might still be a 100% run. He's just got to find the staircases with the items. Should hear the roar here shortly. I believe if he goes up in this room, or if he bombs to the right, one or the other. It's going to go north. It's not going to work out. Turn around and bomb to the right and know that that one doesn't open, and then he'll have a decision to make as to which direction he wants to go after that. Well, he bombed to the left, but he already knew that wasn't it because of where he walked before. So, he's going to turn around, probably try and go down and bomb, I would think, just because the T-room clip can be a little bit frustrating to deal with. And now just got to kill a bunch of pancakes and then find Zelda from there, as I don't think Ganon will be surviving all that long. My gut tells me he'll go north just to look at that shutter door, but it will not be what Ganon wants it to be. I think he actually almost got that hit. Zelda did spawn in the southeast corner of the room. Getting a little bit lucky with some of these, as she went southeast every single time there, and just happened to pick her up a couple times after getting drivered. So, predictably going to the north door first. Not going to get much of a payday there. And then walking south, because we did see a shutter door to the south here. While it won't be Zelda, it might lead to her. At least that would be his line of thinking. We know it's not the case. Not going to go to the south there because we know it is the skull as the map shape. So it would only be a staircase down there at most. Hopefully finds the compass if he continues on this side. I think the staircase is the only viable option left here. This might also help out if it takes you to the west somewhere. I don't think we saw this from Dr. J's end. No, in fact, this will take him pretty much where he needs to be. I think if you go up here into, was it to the left in this room? Oh yes, she does have the map, that's right. She's brutally mean on that one. Frostbite did finish with a time of 1:49.28, so we are going to see Galen wrap it up, and that'll be the conclusion of the weekly. Well, we found the compass. That is the useful piece of information. So it will not be long now. Just walk to the left here. There might be even a door here. I didn't remember seeing one. There is not one because we didn't hear it pop. So we're going to have to go to the north room. South doesn't exist at all because of the skull. There's a prong. So this is your guaranteed route here. Get your GGs out in chat for Galen Merrick finishing with a time of 149.47. So we'll probably confirm that he may have accidentally misread the flags.